Hi guys, Olex here with phototipsonline.com, and today we're doing an unboxing and a review of Nissin MG8000 Extreme Speedway. Here's the box, and inside we find a warranty card and a quick instruction manual for Canon and Nikon units, and this is a Canon model. And here's the case, and that's pretty much it here. And let's see, inside this pocket we have a wide-angle diffusion dome, and here's the flash. And the case has a nice padding. There is a pocket inside with a flash stand, and there's a belt loop in the back and another pocket. You could store some gels here, for example. And here's the flash itself. Here we go, a Nissin MG8000 Extreme. This is a professional speedway. It has a lot of features that you would expect from a high-end unit. TTL mode, manual mode, stroboscopic, wireless triggering options, master and slave, and all the channels and groups, and so on and so forth. But what makes this particular flash unique is its extreme ability to resist the heat. Most flash guns, including top units from Canon and Nikon, they tend to overheat when fired at full power continuously. But this flash uses a different type of tube, so it's a quartz tube as it says here, and inside the flash head there is a special ceramic insulation, and there are also ventilation holes around the flash head. So all these features make it extremely resistant to heat. Nissin MG8000 is well built. It feels very solid, nice materials, and just a really high quality unit, and it's similar in size to Canon 580 EX2 here. You can see that it's pretty much similar. The head is slightly bigger here, but it feels pretty much the same quality. The mounting foot is metal for high durability. The flash head rotates 180 degrees to the right and 90 degrees to the left, which is not really typical for a pro gun, but it's fine for most cases. And it also goes all the way to vertical. And there's also a sub flash, and you can use it to throw some light forward when you're bouncing the main flash off of the walls or ceilings. And another thing to note, that the flash head doesn't have a catch light card or wide angle diffuser, so that's why it comes with a separate one. So you can just snap this one on like that, and that gives you wider coverage. It's especially useful if you go in wide angle with full frame DSLRs. On the body here we have a number of connectors, and there's a PC sync for using the flash with triggers, and there's a USB port for firmware updates, and of course the external power pack connector. Nissin takes an interesting approach when it comes to inserting the batteries. Instead of having a battery compartment door like most flashes do, and like you have to take the batteries out and then put them in, and normally in different orientations, Nissin just uses a battery cartridge that goes out like that. All the batteries basically go in the same direction and can be inserted like that. And another thing, that if you have a spare cartridge which you can purchase separately, then you can preload it with batteries and then quickly swap the batteries once they run out of juice. So if I would have another cartridge like that, I would just go like that, and I'm good to go, continue shooting. Nissin DI-866 Mark II uses identical cartridge, so these are interchangeable, and Nissin DI-700 has a different design slightly, but the same concept. Let's take a quick look at the menus. There is a full auto mode where you don't control any settings, and there's a TTL mode where you can change your exposure compensation, and you can change the manual zoom settings. If you want to access more settings, then you press and hold the set button, and there you can activate subflash, set the zoom to auto or manual, second curtain synchronization, high-speed sync, and so on. There is also manual mode, and you can just change your white output all the way down to 128th of the power. And the AV mode is the old auto mode that uses the light sensor here to measure the reflected light. And there is a stroboscopic mode with all of its settings, and there is also, of course, the wireless modes, master or remote, and you can change your channel. Oh, by the way, the layout is very nice here. It's really easy to read and understand. So that being said, there is a channel settings, zoom settings. You can select your group, change TTL or manual, adjust the power, compensation. You can activate group B and change the ratio as you like it, and so on. And finally, there is a setting menu where you can change things like buzzer, turn it on and off, display orientation, and so on. A nice little feature is the lock button. You can lock your controls and prevent any accidental change of your settings. And another cool feature is that the menu can actually rotate as you rotate your flash. Right now I turn it off, so and as I rotate, instead of going left and right to change the exposure compensation in that case, I have to go up and down, and that's what would happen with many other flashes too. So, but if I turn the rotation sensor on, then as I rotate the flash, the menu flips, and then it's easier to read, and I can still go left and right instead of going up and down as before. Nissin MG8000 Extreme has a guide number of 60 at flash zoom 105mm and ISO 100. This is about 1/10 of its top more power than Canon units like 580EX2 or 600EX RT at the same settings. The recycling time is specified to be around 5.5 seconds at full power. However, in our tests it was a bit more than that, 6.5 seconds, and you can see, like, with these fresh batteries, it's around 6 seconds to recycle after a full power pop. With an external battery pack, the flash recycles much faster. For example, with Nissin PS8 here that we reviewed just recently, the recycling time goes down to about 1.5 seconds, and you can see at full power it now recycles much faster. As a final note, I want to add that MG8000 has a very quiet zoom motor. The Canon flashes are considered to have quiet zoom motors, and that can be important in environments like churches, for example. And so I'm not sure if the microphone is going to pick up the difference, but I'm going to try to show you how they both sound. So here's the Canon zoom. So it's very quiet, not a lot of noise, and the MG8000 is even quieter than that. That's all for today. We're gonna publish an in-depth review article of Nissin MG8000 on our website, phototipsonline.com. The link is gonna be in the description of this video, so please go check it out, and see you again soon.